this is called preferential precipitation of ions, and it's a very classical treatment to identify unknowns. We're gonna add a base, sodium hydroxide, also called lye. It's the main ingredient in drain openers as a degreaser. If we see a white solid start to precipitate out of the solution, it's a good bet that we can check magnesium sulfate on our list, because magnesium hydroxide is a white solid, insoluble in water.
So what?
So another name for magnesium sulfate is Epsom salts, commonly used to soak aching feet.
Gertrude Holland.
We're going to test the white powder for the metals on our list: calcium, lithium, and sodium. While we are at it, let's test the solution in the jagged small flask using a wire hoop. Maybe we'll get lucky for a known metal poison. Arsenic has always been a favorite of murderers. It was even nicknamed inheritance powder. It results in a blue-colored flame. Sometimes folks poison themselves by mistake. Metals like mercury, lead, antimony, and arsenic were used as medicines when emetics and purges were all the rage.
Emetics and purges?
Makes you puke and poop. The flame test is used to visually determine the identity of an unknown metal or metalloid ion. Based on the characteristic color, the salt turns the flame of a Bunsen burner. The heat of the flame excites the electrons of the metal ions, causing them to emit visible light. Every element has a signature emission spectrum that can be used to differentiate between one element and another. It will indicate the presence of lithium compounds, which is the common medicine for bipolar disease, and the medicine you found on Miss Holland's desk. Now for the fun part, fire test. I just shake the white powder into the oxygen intake of the torch. They're like burning fireworks. In fact, some of these metal ionic compounds are indeed used in fireworks. Strontium will produce a beautiful bright red flame when ignited. Lithium is a pinkish red color. Calcium results in an orange flame. Sodium ions create a yellow color. This is what those commercial logs you buy do. They put something as simple as table salt onto it, and a beautiful orange-yellow flame will dance on your logs. It's actually quite romantic. I could show you sometime, if you'd like.
Only if we have dinner first.
Let's continue, shall we? Let's see what was in that vial found me the victim.
It looks like it's your lucky day, Detective Smith. The flame from the flask material is distinctively blue-green. That is a signature for barium, atomic number 56, and a common poison when it was routinely used as rat deterrent. You have your method of murder. We should also do a flame test for the fiber found at the crime scene. Different fibers behave differently when you combust them. If it is polyester, it melts and it burns at the same time. This will produce a really nasty hard ash and a sweet-smelling smoke. The ash will adhere to any surface so that you don't want it to get it on your skin. If it's wool, it's going to be hard to ignite and keep burning. It will char instead of flaring up and smell very unpleasantly like burnt hair. But the nicest fiber to burn is cotton. If our fiber is cotton, it will create a steady flame and the ash will crumble easily. You can blow it out like a candle. Cotton is cellulose. Although this is another type of complex carbohydrate, we can't break it down and digest cellulose like we can starch. It's like being lactose intolerant. After a certain age, many of us stop making the enzyme lactase, necessary to break the bonds between the glucose isomers in the lactose disaccharide. The result is that lactose ferments in the intestines, causing painful gas, methane and CO2, and diarrhea from the irritating lactate acid.
Delightful in public.
Likewise, we cannot break the bonds between the monomers in cellulose, so we can't eat paper, wood pulp, or cotton or leaves to sustain us, even though the cellulose contains the same calories per gram as starch, like mashed potatoes. It is a good source of fiber, though. When high-fiber breads were first put on the market in the 1970s, they used sawdust, and when we burn cotton fabric, it distinctively smells like burning leaves.
Is there anything else to test?
Actually, yes, just one more. Paper chromatography, which is a method of separation. We'll stick a piece of paper into a liquid solution, and the different components will have a different affinity or attraction to the paper.
We could use that to characterize the penny found at the crime scene.
Exactly. You can see which pen matches the one used to write the threatening note.
Yes, I can. I think I have my answer, and I think I can make it stick, forensically speaking. Thanks to you, Doc. And thanks for your lovely company. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again sometime.